What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, bringing you guys the narrated finals of the Cardiff Regionals between Mermail and Bujin. I'm going to be watching this completely blind. The Bujin player is going first. I haven't pre-watched this video, I just need to record it very quickly because I'm working currently. So my opponent has started off with the Pot of Duality, revealing the 3 cards you saw there, and picking Kaiser Colosseum, a pretty strong pick against Mermail, especially against mine, I guess, because I'm quite a swarm-based player. But I do have the benefit of playing triple infantry and triple MST, so it also has it also has its failings against my particular build. So he offers me the cut, I cut. He summons Quillen. He still hasn't opened Yamato. Sadly, like there really isn't much you can do on the, with Bujin when you don't open a way into a Beast Warrior other than try and stall your way into a Susanoo. So he ends with the field, as you can see there. I draw for my turn. I've put my cards back too far again. My cameraman literally had to keep reminding me to push my cards forward. The tables are so wide. So I give it some good thought. I'm fairly sure my hand wasn't spectacular, as you can see. I mean, this game is twice the length of game 1. So I'm going to summon Abyss Pike, and I think I waved my hand saying no effect. I can't say for sure. I'm not entirely sure. And I'm really sorry that we can't actually see what's happening on my field, but when things change on the field, you'll know. You'll know that something's going on. If I pick up the deck, you'll know. I believe I pitched infantry because of the way his hand twitched towards the Kaiser Colosseum. I am searching for Pike. I'm not sure what I searched for. So I'm shuffling now. So I've discarded infantry, destroying his Kaiser Colosseum, and I'm searching out Undyne. We can see that now. I think I'm going to get reminded to push my stuff up again fairly shortly. I'm hoping so. I can't see any previews ahead of what I'm seeing right now. So I activate Abyss, sending 1 card, and my opponent changes Max C. I discarded Marksman for the Abyss. The Marksman is going to, of course, target his face-down back row card. He's going to give it a look. He's not going to chain it. So I'm going to activate Abyss, searching the deck. And it's then going to be revealed to be a Solemn Warning. Cameraman moves my cards up because I'm being useless. So I searched out Abyss Gund with Teus, which is quite nice. It sets me up, so if I have another way into a Pike or a Turge, I can make the Pike Turge play, which is pretty cool. So I currently have the field you can see there, and stupid me, I keep moving them back because my arms aren't long enough. I enter the battle phase, I attack with Teus, and he has the Honest again. I believe he had it first turn last game as well, so that is one of the things he had going for him, just the Honests. I set a card and pass back to my opponent. I think I'm still only playing this. I think there was 7 traps in this variant, so you know these traps aren't going to be fantastic. A wonderful face-off of Scott there. We were being watched by about 10 people. It wasn't that well spectated because it was like 10 o'clock at night, so we just wanted to get this over and get home. My opponent summons Mikazuchi. He finally finds Bujin Beast Warrior. And I'm not sure what I'd said then, but there's a picture of me actually smiling. My opponent's going to enter into the main phase 2 and activate Bujingi Peacock. Now, I was a bit surprised by that, but I suppose he was fearing like the Mirror Force or something like that and just really wanting to set up his plays. But I am quite surprised he just went straight to main phase 2. I'm quite an aggressive player when I play Bujin, so I would have gone in for aggressive plays. Unless I'm missing something, I'm fairly sure I would have gone in for an aggressive play here. I should say that while I comment on this, I'm really tired, so if I miss something or if I say a really bad play, I'm really sorry, but I'm a little out of it. So my opponent's thinking through his main phase 2. I believe really considering that overlay play. Because, I mean, the overlay is pretty strong. So he overlays into, I believe, Susanoo. I think Susanoo is the only thing he can make. I mean, you can make Dweller, but the Dweller would be 1700. And there's a lot of ways I have of getting over it. Sorry for the yawn there. So, I mean, I guess Susanoo would be the best idea. Because then it keeps me worrying about the... yeah, it goes for Susanoo. It keeps me worrying about the Crane. I mean, if he pitches... if he detaches 1... and then sends a hare to the graveyard, and then basically says to me, I have Crane. So it leaves me in a bad position. I'm thinking about my back row. I respond with Skill Drain to the activation of it. I forgot this is game 2, so I have side decked in. I do side deck Skill Drain in Mermail because it only hurts you so much. And in this variant, I was able to side out things like my Deep Sea Diva and other things that are hurt by Skill Drain, and keep in well, basically keeping things that were less hurt. It basically turns Abyss Pike's effect into, instead of being a free plus, it just goes into a 1-for-1 because you discard, if you discard a Gund, that Gund then activates. So it turns into just pitching one, and that card pays for itself rather than getting a proper push play. He then banishes. He then makes a strange play and banishes Quillin, destroying Pike. At this point, I wasn't entirely sure why this was done. I mean, he may have had his reasons, and if you can comment them down below, I know you watched the last few videos. If you could comment them down below, that'd be fantastic. But I in this situation, I would have gone instantaneously for the skill drain. But I guess maybe his hand didn't warrant destroying the skill drain, and he wanted to shut me out of making a 4-play. So I'm going to Enterprise on having the skill drain up. I summon my Gen X Undyne. I reveal the Gen X controller just to prove that I do actually have the Gen X controller in deck. Because, of course, Undyne won't resolve. It can pay its cost, but it won't resolve. So I can send a guy to grave, but I want to show that I do have the controller to make sure he knows I'm not taking advantage of the fact that I don't have to search it. Because some people have cheated, having skill drain up and just summoned their Undyne with all their controllers in hand and gone, I don't have to search controller. And that's happened, so that's why I just reveal it to prove that I'm not cheating or there's no foul play involved. So I think away and think away and think away. I'm fairly sure I'm going to go for the title because the title gets me over the Susanoo for very little effort. And if he has access to the crane, I'm still in the game because the title was free. So if we can see the grave for a moment, we'll see what happens. I think I activate title there. My opponent changed Max C, so his hand was Yamato Max C, which means there wasn't a crane, and which means I'm a lot happier taking the risk because if he's drawn the crane, fantastic for him. But if not, he has a Yamato and one other possibly dead card in hand. So I attack with the title and then attack with the Undyne, and we then I believe I pass play back to my opponent. Yep, there's the hand gesture. So my opponent draws for his turn. Pretty awkward situation being under that skill drain. 3 cards in hand, so all is not lost. So he summons his Yamato and attacks my Undyne for 600 damage. I believe that's... No, that's not the first damage I've taken because I took the damage from attacking Mateus. My opponent's then going to MST my skill drain, move into the end phase. Yamato's effect will activate, adding him a crane and ditching 1 card from his hand, which we will probably see in a minute. It's a turtle, ditching a turtle, so that's pretty safe. However, he is very vulnerable to battle destruction now. So my title returns to my hand in the end phase because skill drain is no longer up to stop its effect from activating, because it does have an activation timing, it's not a condition. And he's then going to pass turn back to me. Now, all I have to do in this situation is find a way to bait out that crane and then attack him and kill it by battle. So I need to get 2 monsters and kill it by battle, because I'm fairly sure I have enough life points that I can afford to just collide into it, take the crane out of his hand, and then make a play to actually kill it. Fun fact, that blue pen you can see in the top left is actually really, really destroyed. It's been broken ever since I found it at the regionals. I still have it today. It still works, even though most of it is absolutely shad and it's barely holding itself together. So I actually thought I sided out the Deep Sea Diva. I now feel like a really bad player because I've just drawn the Deep Sea... Well, I've just played the Deep Sea Diva and activated this effect. So I'm really surprised to find it's still in there. Perhaps my mentality of not siding out was A, because I was tired, or B, because Armades is a ridiculous card against Bujin, and I was playing Armades. So at this point, I remember that he does have the crane in hand, so I make an Armades play because it means that the 1 card he has in hand, which is the crane, is completely dead. So I go for the Armades, and I'm not sure why camera guy's going over there, but we're going over there. So I make Armades, and then activate Tidal to try and play for damage. Because, hey, pushing for damage is nice. So I activate Tidal, I give it a good bit of thought about where I want to go with it. I then attack with the Tidal into his Yamato. And so I attack with the Armades into his Yamato, meaning that he can't crane me, and then I attack with the Tidal. Putting him down to fairly low life points. I'm not even going to try and count because I've been getting them wrong in every single video. So I asked my opponent to cut because I believe he didn't. And then I pass turn back to my opponent. He draws. I think I saw a peacock. It looked like a peacock. He's gonna have to give it some thought. I'm not sure what I saw enter his hand. So he sets a card. Oh no, he sets a back row. Sorry. So it wasn't a Peacock. It was I think it might have been Vanity's Emptiness. I saw a big patch of white on it, so it could have been Vanity's. However, at this point, bear in mind I do have enough waters engraved to make another title play, so I do have a very promising field. Armades, of course, protect me from whatever background that could be if it's a battle trap. So it's a pretty nice situation to be in. So I'm going to summon Mermail Abyss Turge. Activate Turge by sending. We'll see in a minute. It looks like Gund. It was the deep blue of Gund. Yeah, activating Gund. One of the judges apparently wants to read it. My opponent responds with emptiness, so I add one card back to my hand and Gund fails to resolve. Well, Gund attempts to resolve and can't special summon a monster. So that slows me down a wee bit, but it means the Vanities has come out. I enter the battle phase and attack with the Turge because I then know it's a Crane, so I can afford to attack with the Turge, and then I attack with the Armades for damage, pass back to my opponent, and his hand is going to be pretty dead, and you can easily see where this game is going. I'm gonna round off this game now. I show him the life points. I put the life points forward because he asked it. Sorry, because he asked me. I'm gonna start drawing this to a close because I want to do an ending, and I didn't put a gap on the end of this. But he's gonna activate his Yamato, and I just want to say, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with me for all these videos that I've produced. For this regionals, it took quite a while to get these dubbed. Big thanks to Sean Godley, who is the cameraman in all of these videos. Big thanks to him for actually recording them and sending them to me. So my opponent sets up a hair, passes turn back to me, and I'm fairly sure I'm in a pretty good situation here. But yeah, guys, sorry this one took so long. I've been rather busy with work, and dubbing these does take a little while longer than doing my normal videos, because the normal videos I just put on an iPhone and go for it. But yeah, the salvage comes in ridiculously handy, and I'm left with an outrageously powerful hand to push forward and win the game, and in doing so, win Cardiff Regionals. So it was good to be able to take back a regionals that has been previously lost to a lot of players from outside of Cardiff. I believe this was the first Cardiff Regionals, at least that I've been to, that was won by a Cardiff player, or at least a player who attends Cardiff locals regularly, because I'm not a Cardiff player. I'm not from Cardiff, mainly. But yeah, I go for the Diva play, go for the damage, because the Dragoons is left in the deck, so I'm going to attack with the Armady. Well, I'm going to activate Tidal as well, go for a complete overkill, because I need to force out the hair. I now have the Armades and the Tidal that can stop the hair, that can push over the Yamato twice, and that'll proceed to the game win. Thank you guys.